My name's Jess Tyrrell and I'm the Director of Germination.
Brilliant. And what does Germination do?
We're a creative production company, so we produce all kinds of different things for clients on our own work, but essentially we produce live events and film projects and digital and online websites and other interactions.
Fantastic. And you've had a loan from LRS?
Yes, we have. Of 40,000.
Which was used for?
It was basically used for growing the team, so it was used to help us sort of develop our commercial offer and to fundraise for some of our more arts-based projects. Last year and the year before we produced an event called Cut and Paste, which was a big live digital event where we got designers to compete head-to-head and brought in an audience of 800-900 people to see this show of designers showing their work, which we did for an American client. We've always wanted to be a social enterprise. We were set up as one of the first kicks, basically because I believe that business happens in a community of interest or in a geographic community, and it's not in isolation. And everything we do has a social angle to it. So our raison d'etre is to produce content and work which means something to people, whether that's, for example, a community of designers or whether that's a group of young people who live in East London. So everything we do has that focus. It has we always ask ourselves, why are we creating this and who does it matter to? I'm a trained theatre director and I'd worked in creative industries quite a bit as a producer and director, and then I'd also worked in politics, so I worked for one of the UK's leading think tanks in policy development, and so after doing both of those things I actually wanted to set up a company which produced amazing work but was about political, social issues that were important. So it was setting up Germination was a combination of those things. I think we'd be quite wary of taking on more loan finance, certainly until this has been, yeah, I mean certainly until you have a turnover to justify it and a profit margin to justify it. Yeah, it's an additional strain in terms of how much money you need to be bringing in every month to pay it off, but at the same time it did enable us to develop things that we wouldn't have been able to do without it. So I think it's something that you need to go into very thoughtfully, and the discipline of applying for it is good in terms of making you really sort of investigate whether there's a market for what you do and helping you really understand where your money is coming from. The opportunity cost of applying for grant funding and relying, so we've never relied on grant funding, but the opportunity cost of gaining it are really mostly outweighed by the benefits. We're just coming up to Shine, the Shine Conference, which is the big conference we produce for social entrepreneurs every year, which we do in partnership with lots of social entrepreneur support agencies. So that's coming up in a couple of months, so we're busy with that. And we are producing a big live event in June for the Crafts Council, and we have we're still working on a website that we're developing for the Cultural Learning Alliance, which is a year-long campaign to remind people about the importance of creativity in education. So yeah, a few things.